The beginning of this video is brought to you by doing stuff in between episodes. Never would have thought this would be me. But you too can do stuff in between episodes. For a limited time, there is a special. You can actually do stuff during the episode by scrolling down below and hitting the subscribe button and also the like button on this current video. It's a one-time offer that lasts forever. Thank you so much for doing stuff in between episodes, for sponsoring this portion of the video. I have to go now though because that Tramy guy is about to cut me off. Welcome back to some more hardcore Minecraft. I now have better clouds. Look at them. But as you guys saw at the beginning of the video, I've been a little bit busy in between episodes. I have finished the interior to this shrine that we have for the dragon egg. It is pretty bare bones, but I kind of didn't know what to do in here. I couldn't really think of much more. I think it gets the point across though. Like we have this nice little gazebo looking section and you know, the egg is actually up on a pedestal. I think it looks kind of cool. We also have some like chests. This could be for some like ancient treasure or something like that. I don't know. There's nothing in there currently. And we also have a way out in the back now. That will lead out to some other area. I don't know what's going to be back here just yet. I don't have too many plans for this world. I kind of take things one episode at a time. I think I want this to be like some kind of courtyard though, because this church and this temple both lead into this direction. I think that would be, you know, a good spot back here. Everything else I did was just material gathering. So I chopped down a lot of the trees in this area. We got all of the spruce trees down, and it looks like I might have placed this spruce leaf, and that's why it's not going away. Let's get rid of that. So I chopped down all the spruce trees. I chopped down the jungle tree that was here, and sadly, I only got 3 saplings out of it, so I have to go get some more jungle saplings. And then also, the dark oak trees are now all gone. I will definitely get rid of the mangrove at some point. Just kind of didn't want to do it right now. I wish it didn't look as good, because if it looked worse, it wouldn't bother me as much. I would never use it, but really like that block. I also hit the stripped mines and gathered a good amount of tuff here. The reason I gathered all those materials is to expand on a build we did last time. Now, the main point of last episode was to like explore the new update, go to the trial chambers, all that fun stuff. But at the end of that one, I built this little house over here. And I said that this is going to be the start of a farming village. Oh, that was cool. I had some pretty good distance right there. That was sick. But I built this house, and I said that it was going to be the start of a little farming village in this area, and that's what we're going to be doing today. I always knew that I wanted this area that's like connected to this little river to be the farming district of my starter base. And I'm a huge fan of this house design, and I feel like if we have a couple more that look similar to this in this area, it's gonna look super nice. But as you can see, I use a decent amount of tuff here in the bottom. I do need to put some tough slabs underneath that dirt right there. I'm gonna see if I remember to do that. I probably won't, but I guess let's see what happens. But, you know, I got some regular tuff, got some of the tuff variants that were just added, and then we lead that into some stone, which I already have a lot of. And then also there's, you know, these little patches of mud every so often. I think I need to go gather some more mud. I want to find a mangrove swamp to do that, though. I'm tired of converting it with the bottle. So that's what we're going to do here in a little bit. I'm going to fly out and see if I can find a mangrove swamp. Now, I think I have a decent amount of bamboo, so the roof shouldn't be an issue. I also just gathered that dark oak a little bit ago. Shouldn't need too much of that to complete, you know, a couple more of these houses. I'll probably vary it a little bit. I'm thinking maybe some of them have more mud than stone. I think that could be a nice little touch down here. Maybe the roofs are a little bit different. I'm thinking about going with like a mossy cobblestone and mossy feel for some of them. Deep slate could also work a little bit, but that might be a little bit too different. Because like, you know, the main farmhouse has this bamboo design, and I kind of want to stick with that as like the core element of this area, but I might just switch it up with like some mossy cobblestone and some regular moss. It'll still look nice and overgrown, and I think it'll fit in. That's the basic plan for this episode. I don't really know what I'm going to use all these houses for. Kind of figured I would put some farms in there, like some automatic farms. I could really use a moss farm because I use a lot of moss like in these roofs with some mossy cobblestone as well. Obviously you need it like in the crafting recipe. And then also just like in the walls of some of these buildings back here, I use some moss, and it's one of my favorite blocks in the game. Should probably make a farm for it. Of course, then the interior of this building, very basic here on the first floor. We have a spore blossom though to add some nice vibes. But now this goes downstairs to my skeleton farm, and I'm noticing that I missed a couple dark oak blocks. That's another thing I'm going to see if I can come back and remember to fix. But this still looks like crap down here. That'll be something that gets done, I'm sure, probably off camera. But now we have access to the skeleton farm that looks a lot better than what it used to be. It used to just be like a staircase in the middle of the field. It didn't look good at all. That's the whole purpose for this building. Didn't have to really be a building, honestly, but I think it looks better this way. And once we get a couple more of these bad boys up, this area is going to look awesome. But I'm going to fly out now and see if I can find a mangrove swamp. You know what? It actually might be wise to bring some obsidian with me so that I can make another portal and then get back a lot faster. Another thing I'm going to have to do pretty shortly in this world is get more rockets. Gonna have to build the required farms for that, but that's fine. I think we're chilling. Coming back into my house actually just reminded me of something. We got a new YouTube member. Let's go. We got my boy Eugene. Made him a mossy cobblestone block. Why not? But if you would like to join all of these beautiful people and be named a block in this world, cement yourself into Hardcore Minecraft Season 3 permanently, you can click the link in the description down below and become a Shramalam. You can also specify exactly what block you would like to be named after. I'm pretty sure out of everyone here, the Cake is Alive is the only one who did that. I could be mistaken. But everyone else, I just chose a block for them. So if you don't want to be a specific block, I'll just choose one. And I say this every time. You can pick a netherite block. You could do that. It'll just take me some time to get it, so don't expect me to potentially do that the next episode, but I will do it, I promise. Now, though, I think we're good to head out and see if we can find a stupid mangrove swamp. I don't know why I called it stupid. It's not. It's a cool biome. I just hate trying to find them. They're always more rare than you think. Like, I have such a hard time finding this biome. I'm just gonna fly off in this direction. I know there's like a mesa over here. That's where my camel is, the camel named Egg. I haven't actually name tagged it yet, but that's where that camel is. Yo, what's good, guys? This is just how I am sometimes. I was recently just working on a 100 days in an infinite desert video. If you haven't checked that one out yet, definitely go ahead and do that. But yeah, it feels nice to see grass again. I've been playing on that world for the last like month. It's a weird thing to be like excited to see again, but I mean, it's true. Look at this. It's grass. It's not just sand. This is the mesa here that I was referring to. So let's look around here a little bit and see if we can find a good old swamp. There's also a jungle. And there's a god apple down there. I'm telling you, watch this. Not quite a god apple. My premonition was off. No, it's actually that one over there. It's easy to get that confused. I'm sure you guys understand. This is where the god apple is. Just like I said, Curse of Vanishing Golden Shovel. Awesome. Obviously, I meant this one. Don't know why you guys would think I meant the other two. I clearly, very clearly meant that. Smite 5? That's cool. Not a god apple, but, you know, it's still interesting. Oh, it's the new dogs. I forgot they did this. What's up? What's good? There you go. You're not like my dog now, right? Any bones for that? I don't want the responsibility to take you home. Okay, no. I don't think he's my dog. Just gave him some food. I'll give the other two food, too. No, hold on. No, we can talk about this. We can talk about this. You don't gotta do this. No, you don't got... I'm scared for these sheep. No. Oh, no. That sheep has no idea how close it just got. Okay, you just did that to yourself. That's just natural selection. I'm sorry. I think those other dogs got their fix of food. Don't think they need my steak anymore. Let's keep exploring. And I guess while I'm in a savanna biome, can I find an armadillo? I can. Look at him. Ow. Look at him. He looks nervous. I really like him though. Oh, it's a baby. Look at this guy. Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh my goodness, look at him go, dude. He's wiggling. Guys, it was definitely this one that I was talking about before, not the other three. Very obviously this one with the god apple. Oh, that's kind of close. I do have to be a little careful with my rockets. I'm really not trying to run back. Oh, look at this. Look at this. It was the portal I was talking about. Obviously, it was this one. This bit's not going to get old. There it is. Is it a real thing that these biomes, like, spawn closer to savannas and jungles and stuff? Is that an actual thing or is that just like a placebo? But there's another jungle over. Oh, there's one right there. Let's go. I did it. I'm the best. This is a really crappy looking one though. And there's a jungle temple. Probably the worst structure in the game. Oh, it's dark in here. Let me just, man, that was weird. Hey, 3 diamonds. This is probably the best possible chest you can get out of one of these. Man, this might actually be the worst mangrove swamp I've ever seen. Oh well, let me gather some mud for now. I really doubt I'm gonna need an entire shulker box of mud, but if this saves me a trip in the future, it's definitely worth it. And you couldn't even tell that I was here. It just looks that gross. Anyway, I think home's this way. Let's get going. Oh, that's right. It's this one I was looking for. Obviously. Has anyone ever noticed that this block here isn't coarse dirt? Every other block here is. But that one is not. I've been meaning to fix that forever. The next block I should probably go gather is some more moss. And I do want to make a moss farm eventually, but for now, I think just going out and like bone mealing moss will be just fine. But let me just make a stack of bones into 3 stacks of bone meal, and then I'm gonna go and decimate a plains biome somewhere. This seems like a good spot to me. Let's get bone mealing. I also can't really imagine I'm going to use an entire shulker box of moss in this build for today. But kind of like the mud, I didn't feel like having to gather this again in the future, so hopefully this is enough for like 2 more projects. I also tried my best to keep the area like natural looking. I didn't want to just like destroy this random plains biome, right? Like I think it's going to be pretty difficult for you guys to tell exactly where I gathered all this moss from. I tried to make it look just like the natural terrain, you know? I definitely think I'm going to need more bamboo, so I'm gonna plant a whole bunch where my spruce trees used to be. And hopefully I have enough for like a couple buildings, and then I can just come back here and all this will be fully grown. As of right now, I don't even have 2 stacks of blocks of bamboo. Not great, but we'll make do. That bamboo I just planted should grow pretty quickly. I'm really hoping that these 6 shulker boxes of materials is enough for this entire project. I'm really bad at determining how many materials I'm gonna need though, so I have a feeling it won't be. I tried to go like above and beyond for this one, so we'll see how it goes. This entire shulker box here is just filled with moss. Then we got this one here with mud. I still have to make all of, you know, the regular mud into packed mud, but I'll do that here in a second. Got a random woods chest. Got some oak logs in case I want to use those. I don't think I used any oak in like that first little house I made, but who knows, I might use some in the future. Got all the bamboo that I have, got some scaffolding for windows, and then we got a whole bunch of dark oak stuff. This one is all spruce. Should probably use a good portion of that shulker box, even though in that house I built as well, there's not too much spruce. It's like a small accent block every so often, but maybe I'll incorporate more. I don't know. I just always want to have a lot of spruce on me. This pink one is all my tough blocks. Got a couple different, you know, variants here. Got the chiseled tough, the polished tough. This is the chiseled tough bricks, by the way. I said that incorrectly at first. This one's the chiseled tough. So we got all the different kinds of tough here. Probably going to use those in this build too. And then we got a whole bunch of stones. A lot of these are going to be turned into mossy stones as well, just for the roofs on some of the builds. But I do need to take this black shulker box and run over to all of my wheat fields. I say all of my wheat fields. I'm pretty sure it's just one as of right now. And also, I think I have a decent amount stocked up, right? Another cool little jump thing I didn't mean to do. That's all seeds. Hold on, where's the wheat? There's all the wheat I have. Honestly, not all that much, but should allow me to convert a lot of this into packed mud. Got a couple more stacks of regular mud to spare. I'm just gonna put that in my storage room and hope that what I have in the shulker box here is enough packed mud. Next up then, I wanna actually outline like this entire build. When I'm making villages and bigger projects like this, I like to outline the whole thing first before I really get started. Though actually, hold on, I might have to clear out some room first. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to cut away at a lot of these trees. Probably all of the trees that are like right here in my view, that are really close to the riverside, and then maybe some more over here. Actually, not sure exactly how far I'm going to expand around this house. I was imagining I'd have like a couple more houses here, maybe one right there too. But I don't know if I'll go back in this direction. Should probably give myself the opportunity, though, to go back here. So I'm going to clear away a lot of these trees, and then we can come back and plan. Yeah, so I guess I'd like completely forgot what I had just previously said because I decided to clear out all the trees and plan out the pathways and the buildings before I recorded my audio again. You would think that considering how long I've been making videos for, I would have this process down, but I don't. I just need to learn to write things down better, I think. But once the trees were cleared out, I put down a tentative path and tentative spots for the buildings. None of this is completely permanent. I just wanted to get a vision in my head of how big of an area I'm working with here. Do you guys smell that? That's the smell of progress being made. All the trees here, like against this like river edge, are now like completely gone. We have a much flatter area, and I outlined some pathways along with some spots for structures to go. And also, look at me. Look how handsome. Oh, what do you want? You got nothing good to offer me. That's kind of unfortunate for you. Let me actually kind of outline everything a little bit more. So obviously you have like the buildings, like each of these spots are going to be different buildings. Also, they're not only just going to be like rectangles. That's just what I put down for now. A lot of like these areas of grass, it's going to be more crop fields. Like this one over here is going to be a nice big crop field. I think we're going to have a crop field here. I don't know if it'll continue back here or not, but that's kind of the basic outline. So I think what I'm going to do is work on one of these houses with you guys, and then maybe just time-lapse the rest. That sounds like a good idea to me. Let's work on this one and just set up all my different workstations over here. This is what it looks like every time I build something. Just a row of shulker boxes, a crafting table, a stone cutter, and an ender chest. I feel like this is always what I have on me. And we also get like a junk shulker box. There's always random junk you accrue whenever you start building stuff. First things first though, let's get this shape completely finalized. I feel like this box is actually a pretty good size. I just want to add like a few more rooms to it. Actually, I do need to bring this box over 1 because it is an even number in the middle and I don't like that. So now this should be 5 here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. That's a good size. And then we just kind of need a couple of rooms jutting out. Kind of like this one over here. I think what I might do instead of just making like an actual another room over here is that I think I'm going to do 2 like outdoor covered workstations on either side. I feel like that'll look kind of nice. Yeah, I definitely don't forget to put both of those outdoor workstation areas. Totally don't forget to do that. At the end of this build, there's totally not just one of them instead of the 2 that I just said. I think the best way for me to go about this is just to make a big smooth... I think the best way for me to go about this is just to make a big smooth stone wall and then just cut away at this until I get the texture that I want. In the past, I would normally texture as I go, like as I'm building up the walls. But I feel like that always makes me make like repeated patterns and I don't really think it looks as good as it could normally. Like typically I'm not too happy with my texturing, but lately I've been doing this and just putting down 1 block first and then cutting away at it. And I kind of like the outcome more that way. Like that's what I did with this house here. And I really like the texturing on it. And that's what I did also in my 100-day desert world on all those builds, and I really like pretty much every build I made in that world. I'm also going to put in some moss on this building. I think I'm still going to have some mud as well, but just wanted to have a different pop of color here too. And I think it flows together with the color palette. I really like detailing with moss in walls whenever I make like stony buildings and stuff. And my favorite thing to do is every time I put like a moss block down, every block touching that, I always put mossy cobblestone around it. And it just makes like really nice mossy patches around the whole build. Like once you back further away, it just blends together so well. I have lost my bed. Where did I put my bed? I have these 2 beds in here, so I'll just take a quick sleep like that, but I have no idea where my blue bed went. I've had that bed forever. I hope I didn't lose it. I think this is looking really good for the moment. We have this same exact pattern here underneath the windows with the chiseled blocks, and that looks really cool from far away. I think it adds like a nice shadow, just a natural shadow to the wall color here, and I really like that pop of moss over there. And now I'm going to come through and add a little bit of this mud in here to the top of the building. I'm really not trying to do too much with the mud here. I just want it to be every so often. Whenever it's next to stone here, it really just genuinely looks to me like it is just a stone block with like a little bit of mud on top of it. I think it looks really cool. I could even try to be a little bit more extra by putting some like stone bricks around here just to blend that in a bit more. But I'm unsure if that's too much going on there. I'm unsure how I feel about that, but I might leave it on for a while and just kind of let it sit with me. So now that I have this going, I'm going to go through the entire building, putting up all the walls and decorating them just like this, and then we'll run back through again and add some of the finer details like the windows and the window coverings and stuff like that. I guess the windows are already in, but we do need the window coverings and like the little side trapdoor things. I'm blanking on the word right now, but whatever this is supposed to signify. I can't speak right now. There are just some days when you make content, like, you know, if anyone watching this makes content themselves, there's just some days, like, the words are just flowing out really well. You just know exactly what you're going to say next. You don't really stumble across your words. And then there's days like today for me where I can't get a sentence out without stuttering, and it's really pissing me off. But here we go. Let's lock in for a second. The walls are good. They're done. They're amazing. This is my favorite one, I think. I like this wall. I like all the texture here that we have. But we're going to run back through now and add a few more finer details. So I got some campfires, got some spruce trapdoors, and we have some spruce fence gates. And all we're going to do is put a campfire there, put a fence gate like so, and then 2 trapdoors. Well, 2 for this one because it's only a 1 block wide window. But these ones that are 2 blocks wide, I'm going to put 2 trapdoors on each side. Like that. And then we're just going to go through still with the campfires and then 2 fence gates. And it makes this effect. Looks really nice, in my opinion. Has a nice little overhang to the windows. The fence gates looks like they're holding it up. And it looks like it connects to the building. I really like this design. And then the trapdoors are like shutters. Is that the word I was trying to think of before? I don't know. Whatever. It looks good. I really like using campfires in this way. I know it's like kind of overdone. A lot of people make windows like this, but I just can't get enough of them, man. They look so good. I should probably figure out the spot for the door right now before I do anything else. I think it's just going to be here in the middle. I don't know if I'll be able to fit this same door design because we do have 2 trapdoors here. I could do that if I make these windows only 1 block wide. I'll think about that as I'm building the rest of this thing, but for now, let me at least throw in an actual door. I think I'm leaning towards making the windows smaller. But whatever, like I said, I'll come back to that. Let me work on the roof now. It's pretty much going to be this exact same roof. I really struggled with this roof design. When I was designing this house, it took me really, really long to figure out what I wanted to do. But I'm actually really happy with how this roof turned out, and I think it's going to look really nice on this house too. This roof didn't really end up being that complicated. It just took me way too long to get the shape I wanted. I just couldn't figure it out. Now, admittedly, I didn't really talk all that much when I was just building up this frame for the roof here. I just wanted to make sure I got the shape correct. And of course, it begins raining right now. Just provides the best viewership experience. This game looks like garbage when it starts raining, at least on YouTube. Now that we have the frame down though, let's throw in the rest of the roof, and I'm going to do this exact design. Though I might actually throw in a bit more mossy cobblestone. That'll look nice, I think. So we're going to roll with that theme. I actually just realized that I forgot something that I want to use for the roof. I want some of this grass here. I think I have some in one of my chests. I think I gathered a whole bunch last time I used it. I can already kind of see the vision here with this village. I think it's going to look sick once we get everything up. And I don't want this stupid leather cap. Stop. The reason why I want this grass is because I want to put it on top of the moss here on the roof. Not on every piece, but on a lot of them. And I think it looks really cool. And once I do that, we get something like this. I really like that roof. I think the mossy cobblestone works really well. It's a bit of a harsh like divide there between that and the bamboo stairs, but I think it works. Let me just repeat that process here on the back. The back of the roof is now finished. I think it's looking pretty cool. I incorporated some cobblestone or mossy cobblestone slabs as well, rather than just sticking with the full blocks and the stairs and stuff. And actually, I'm just saying something I want to change here really fast. I think I want like 2 of these full blocks here. Didn't mean to get rid of that one. I think I want 2 full blocks like that. And I still have no idea where my bed is. I gotta look for it at some point. I'm just gonna keep borrowing these. Wait, I know exactly where my bed is. It's one of these 2. That makes a lot of sense. I accidentally dyed my blue bed to that purple color. Well, all right. I guess we got to retire the blue bed then because it's gone. And I don't know which one of those 2 it was, so I can't even get it back. So let's go get a different bed. Completely different color. Hold on. This is a momentous occasion. I'm going to carry this bed with me for so many days. You have no idea. Got to be careful when I decide this. In my Season 2 hardcore world, I think I mainly used a pink bed. Used a blue bed here. Let's go with a gray bed. Yeah, that works for me. Don't think it's a bed color I use too often. Look at that. We now have our gray bed. Look how comfortable it looks. Amazing. All right, let me stop getting distracted. Let's finish this building. First thing I'm going to do is I am going to change these windows a little bit. I think I'm just going to make them 1 block wide because then I can actually make this entrance look better than this. I think it's definitely too cluttered here with the 2 block wide windows. I really like the 2 block wide windows, especially with the scaffolding that I'm using. But it's all right. We at least have a couple of those in the back. I'm just gonna do a basic little like door cover here using some of these mud brick walls with some spruce fences as well. And then we're gonna use a little bit of spruce stair action right here to bring this into the middle. Actually, some stairs and some slabs, just like that. It's the same exact thing I did over here. but I think it looks nice. And now let me work on like the outdoor workstation area for this building. I think I'm actually going to use these mud brick walls again, and then I will connect this to the top of the building with some dark oak stuff. I just messed around for a little bit and I'm pretty happy with this design here. We have the same roof colors and everything as the main part of the roof, but then we just have the double layers of trapdoors here. Those look really cool, in my opinion. Just frames out the roof super nicely. And now I just need to add the finishing touches to the outside here. And then this build is done. I think the final touches are now in place, so the exterior of this building is entirely done. What is that guy doing? Did you just see that? He just did like a 1080. I think my man was going for a trick shot over there. I don't know about that one. I'm gonna keep my eye on that guy. He might be up to something devious. Anyway, let me get back to what I was talking about. The exterior is complete. And would you believe me? But I didn't use any barrels. I know, it's kind of insane. I always use barrels on like every one of my builds. It's crazy. This like outdoor work area thing kind of turned into like some storage, I guess. Didn't really know what I wanted out here exactly. I didn't know what I meant by outdoor work area, if I'm being honest. Probably could have put like a crafting table and a couple other things, but anyway, just have this like pile of logs chilling here with some campfires, some extinguished campfires laying beneath. We have a couple chests that are completely empty. Don't know if they'll ever be filled with anything. A couple more chests, one beehive because it looks kind of cool, and then just some bushes and a couple of hay bales as well on this side. The back is kind of empty, but it's against this hill. Honestly, not too worried about it. I also put in the chimney. Made this mud chimney. That actually lines up perfectly with the mud that's right there. I didn't even mean for that to happen, but that's cool. I also put a chimney on this house over here. I forgot to do that originally. But the village is very slowly expanding. Now, I gotta do exactly this, like what, 4 more times? Let me cut it to a time lapse and let's see how far these materials get me, because I do think I'm gonna run out of something. I gotta be honest, I never thought I'd be here, but I made a diagonal house. A lot of like really talented builders can pull off something like this like super easily. I'm unsure at the moment. I think I'm warming up to it. I don't hate it. Like I think from up here it looks really cool. Those guys are still here. Wait, is that a different group? It seems they have claimed that field. I'll deal with them in a second. But from up here, it looks pretty good, I think. But from down here, I don't know. It just looks weird. It looks like it like just hit puberty or something like that. Like it's in like the adolescent phase of a house. I feel like it hasn't grown up yet. Like whenever I see like a really talented builder, like B-Dubs or Flip or Mythical Sausage, any of those guys, whenever I see them build anything, I'm like immediately in awe. I'm like, oh my God, how did you do that? I'm like, that's ridiculous. Who would think to put blocks like that? But then I build something and it takes me usually a little while to warm up to it. That's kind of how I always am. I'm not trying to compare myself to those builders. By the way, they're like far more talented than me. All I'm trying to say is it's difficult to tell if it's just because I'm making the thing or if it's because I'm just not great at building, like as to why the thing this sentence is going nowhere. What am I saying? The point I'm trying to make here is I don't know if this build looks weird just because I built it and like it's just my own creation, so maybe I see it differently, or if it looks weird because it just looks weird, like it's not a good build. This is where you guys give me some validation in the comments and say W build. That's the best diagonal build I've ever seen in my life. Oh my God, I can't believe you just built that. That's crazy. What kind of madman would think to do that? If someone comments that, I will make a build for you. The first person to comment that exact thing that I just said. I'm not going to subtitle it. You have to get it exactly correct. First person to do that, I will dedicate one entire house in this world to you. All right? Really random. Let's take care of these guys and let's segue into something different. I should also point out that this build isn't even completely done. I'm out of scaffolding. Yeah, I used a lot of scaffolding in this little village. Every window here is scaffolding. So I need to go craft some more. I'll do that here in a second, but a lot of the windows in this house are just not put in. But let me kind of walk you through the whole place. I mean, I kind of was. Like, I was just walking around for a little while, but every building is now up. None of the interiors are done aside from this one, the one we did last episode. This one's a little bit bigger, and I'm imagining that this will be just like my general farming storage for a couple of these crops. I know I have this big farmhouse over there to kind of do the same thing, but I was always kind of imagining this farmhouse would be like only animal products, like the meat and the wool and stuff like that I get from the animals. And then maybe this one over here can actually be crops. I wanted to make a windmill in here somewhere and then store all my crops in there. That was kind of what this plot of land was for. But then I just went insane and made this interesting build. I'm gonna stop talking about it. But yeah, I kind of figured this one could be my storage. This is the biggest building, I think, here. It has like another floor up top, which isn't really going to be accessible, I don't think. It's not even that much room up there. It just looks kind of cool from the outside. But I think these buildings all look kind of sick. Like, this place is coming together pretty well, honestly. My cat just went to the bathroom. Oh my God, that smells so bad. How did she do that, dude? She's so small. I don't understand. That's insane. Hold on. Jesus, man. I feel like I need a hazmat suit just to get close to that. That was horrible. What was I even saying? I think the village is coming along quite well. We still have to add a bunch more things, and that's what I'm about to start working on now. I want to put in the farmland and also finalize these pathways because they're kind of a mess. I made a very, very broad outline for the pathways like before I started making any of these houses, and now a lot of the houses conflict with where the pathways are. It's not a big deal, obviously. They were never supposed to be permanent. But I still want to put a whole bunch of like crop fields in here and make it a nice big farming village. Obviously, I have a few spots laid out for the crop fields, but let me actually go ahead and throw down all the crops. And we're going to do this in another time lapse just because farming time lapses look so satisfying to me. And hopefully for you guys too. I just recorded like 20 minutes of audio only to realize I never clicked record. So that's cool. Let me just say everything I just said again. I'm gonna forget something. I always do whenever I have to re-record stuff. But we now have all of the farmland. Not we, I do. It's me, it's my world, I did this. One of these is actually planted with some wheat. I love wheat fields. That's definitely my favorite one. That's probably like a super basic answer, but it looks amazing in this game. Every other crop just looks like way too neon. It's strange. I don't know. Also, did those pillagers ruin this crop field? I think they did. Look at this. They can never be forgiven. Why didn't you do anything? Huh? You're supposed to protect this potato field. What's wrong with you, Red Sheep? Can't trust people nowadays. But yeah, so I have to actually plant the rest of these crop fields. I'm probably going to do like potatoes, carrots again. I might even be crazy and throw in a beetroot field. I've gotten a newfound appreciation for beetroot after my 100-day desert video when I like asked if people actually farm that crop. And a lot of people do, actually, which surprised me. I don't think I've ever farmed it more than once. I mean, I guess it looks different. It's a different crop to have down, so I mean, like, decoratively it's fine. This video is not about me disliking beetroot. Okay, let's get back on track. I do need to plant all these crops, but before I do that, I want to work on the pathways. So I did like outline the pathways a lot more. I don't know if I'll show that during the time lapse or not, but it was like, I think right after I did this field, I did the rest of the pathways and just actually outlined exactly how big they're going to be. And I think they look nice. This is a really good size, I think, for pathways in just Minecraft in general. Why did I say that? This is the game I'm playing. I just need to actually detail these a little bit more. I like the path block. It's definitely grown on me throughout the years. I never used to like it, but now I actually really do. It just looks nice with a couple other blocks. I don't want it to only be path block. I'm thinking I mix in some coarse dirt, kind of like over here by the farmhouse. I like this design quite a bit. It's very basic, but I think it looks really good. And then when we're changing elevation, we can use some like mud slabs or some spruce slabs. I think that'll be pretty cool. I'll probably throw in some like moss and other just random pieces of decoration alongside the pathway. You can never go wrong with moss. One of the best blocks in the game. And also, I am in my house, if you didn't know. I love this mod. Look at this. Look where I am. That's me. Chilling. I already filled, not that one. Nope, that's a bed. I already filled this shulker box with all the blocks I think I'm going to use. I also just have some other miscellaneous stuff I didn't mention. Mossy cobblestone, just to go with the moss. I feel like that'll look nice. Regular cobblestone to go with that. I have a couple more spore blossoms. I think I want to put a spore blossom in like every one of these houses. I love the particle effect. And then I also have some big drip leaf. Wish I had some small drip leaf, but I don't. It's a very sad time. I think what I'm going to do is detail a small section of the pathway and then just cut away until it's done. Makes my life a lot easier editing, all right? And I don't actually think I need to show the entire pathway being detailed. I'm going to do this little section right here. So let's grab our blocks. I'm going to start with the coarse dirt. I just grabbed 4 stacks for right here. A bit overkill, but it's fine. So I'm going to go around the outside here of the path and just border it with some coarse dirt. Not like a complete straight and uniform border, just every so often. That looks good enough for me for at least this little section. And now I'm gonna pop in some moss probably. Let's grab some mossy carpet. Let's grab some of the drip leaf as well. And then this section here, I think we can just sprinkle in a whole bunch of moss. I might end up destroying some of this and, you know, putting in some like mossy cobblestone and stuff. But just for the time being, I'm gonna put moss everywhere. And then mossy carpet every so often, just to add a little bit of elevation difference. It's super subtle, but I think it looks nice. And now some drip leaf. I don't know actually how much I want this. Maybe not at all. I don't know. It looks weird. It keeps looking really weird to me. Whatever. I'll kind of chill with it for a little while. Are you guys still here? No shot you are the same crew as before. Hold on a second. Just leave me alone. Those guys are just the worst. I hate them. Gonna pop in with a little bit of mossy cobblestone now, just to break up the consistent moss texture. Of course, it starts raining, but the last thing I'm gonna add are just these mud brick slabs when I'm changing elevation. The main block is still going to be the path block, like the main block I actually walk on. It's mostly just going to be bordered with all these different blocks, and I think it's gonna look kind of cool. I might eventually mix in some coarse dirt like in the middle here. That also I think looks pretty nice. Maybe in some like higher traffic areas I'll do that. But that's the basic idea. Let me just go replicate this all the way around. This is actually probably gonna take a while. I feel like I could probably go around this village like forever, just continuously adding small details here and there. So I'm gonna stop myself, all right? This village is now done. So let me take you through this brand new farming village. Look at it in all of its glory. Shader's doing a lot of work here, I gotta be honest. Shaders look so good. Oh, hold on. Wait, let me turn off my better clouds. There we go. Look at that sky. Beautiful. I really like this pathway design. I think it came out very, very well. Just like I said, I replicated what I did over here in that little corner, just all the way around. Got some nice coarse dirt, got some moss, some mossy cobble every so often. Changing elevations, we got a lot of these like mud brick slabs. We also got some spruce slabs. They mix pretty well together in my opinion. And then on these like little hillsides, I guess you could call them, I kind of just put a whole bunch of moss and then just started bone mealing it. Also a couple dark oak saplings sprinkled in, because why not? Those won't grow, considering dark oak saplings need to be placed in a 2x2 grid in order to grow. I know I could do this with any sapling. I could just put string on top of it, but I always hate whenever I see the string. It bothers me. That's what people do with like sugarcane and bamboo and stuff to stop it at a certain growth stage. If you didn't know that, now you know. They just put string on top. But if you get too close to the string, you can't see it, and that always bothers me. I don't know. That's not important right now, though. So yeah, we got like these couple mossy bits every so often. I think that looks pretty nice. But yeah, the pathway goes completely around everything. This wheat is incredibly bright with these shaders. Hopefully it doesn't look too bad on YouTube. I also bone mealed like the outside grass a little bit. I didn't want to go crazy. Normally I would go wild with the bone meal and just go berserk in this entire area, and it would be super grassy and super flowery. Is flowery even a word? I feel like I can't say that if that is a word. That doesn't feel like a word, but even if it is, I can't pronounce it properly, so we're gonna move on. Yeah, so normally I would just go crazy with the bone meal, but I've toned it down a little bit, got rid of a lot of the too tall grass. I kept it pretty heavy on this hillside here. I think that looks cool though. I like this view from right here, especially with the farmhouse in the background. But that's a nice little view of like a really overgrown little hillside, you know? And the same kind of thing is accomplished, I think, here with like all the mossy bits. Like that's also, I think, a nice view. Might look a little cluttered with all of these. Honestly, I might take away a couple of them right now. But I still think this view looks really nice too. even if it is a bit too much, like a bit too much on the eye, a little bit too overgrown maybe, but I don't know. I like it. Anyway, let me continue down this way. I'm just going to run around the whole path just so you guys can see this build in its entirety. I'm going to try not to cut here either. This is a huge challenge for me. I normally don't string on sentences for that long in my videos. I typically cut often because I stutter a lot when I speak. All right, I had a speech impediment in like elementary school, okay? Cut me some slack. I couldn't say my S's. I had a lisp. It was tough back in the day. I also stuttered a lot. This is not important, even a little bit. But look at this. We got a beetroot field, which I actually do have to harvest here in a second. I didn't have enough beetroot to fully plant this thing. I bone mealed it a couple times, and now it's to this stage. So I'll harvest this in a second, and I'll actually get it fully planted, like for the thumbnail and stuff, just to make it look all pretty. But we actually got beetroot. I'm shocked that I planted this field. Look at it, though. Actually, it looks pretty nice. I like the pop of red. It's a nice pop of color. It's better than just, you know, making another carrot, potato, or wheat field. Though a wheat field would probably look better. I love wheat fields. I said that earlier, but just look at it, man. It looks so good. Fantastic. Okay. Anyway. If we keep walking around here, got a little potato field here now, and we also have a carrot field back here. And also, surprisingly, all of these interiors are done. I feel like done should be in quotation marks, because they're really not special at all. Oops. Come on, there we go. Okay. All the interiors look kind of like this. Incredibly basic, but at least it's an interior. It has a roof, it has a floor, has a little bit of storage, and also has 2 beds, because eventually I do want to put villagers in here, so they have a couple beds to sleep in. And they also have 2 composters in each of these, just so they can stay farmers and continue trading me golden carrots and stuff like that. There's one interior that looks a little bit different. I tried a little bit harder on this one back here, because I feel like I'll actually be in this place a little bit more often. This is probably going to end up being my main storage for all of these crops. Right now, I kind of just have them scattered around like barrels around the farms themselves, but I think I'll probably eventually move everything into here. I don't think this is going to be enough storage, like these 2 little shelves. I might have to make a basement in this place. There is like a 2nd floor, but I don't really think there's enough room up there to have, you know, ample storage. So I may need a basement. That's something I can work on in the future. For now, though, it looks like this. I just spent a little bit more time. Pretty much the same idea, though. We have the beds, we have some composters with some leaves in them, and then in this one I just put, you know, a couple shelves, a couple more storage containers as well. I think that might have been like the longest I've ever gone without cutting. I'm proud of myself. But one more thing I need to add at some point is lanterns. But I'm currently like completely out of iron. For now, though, these torches will do just fine, just to at least like mob proof a lot of the area. And yeah, I think that's kind of it for this build. I don't think I added anything else since you guys last saw. Let me pop into free cam here for a second so you can kind of see like a bird's eye view of the whole area, but I really like this. I think that looks awesome. Ties together super nicely with the farmhouse. I do want to expand this, like I mentioned earlier. I think expanding down this way and eventually having like a nice farming city even could be really nice. Maybe that's like the main export of this area, and they like kind of built up this whole city right next to this riverbed so it can actually be shipped out to other neighboring places. I don't know, but I think that's gonna look awesome once I get that fully done down here. For now, though, I think this is an awesome start. This is probably one of my favorite farming villages, or just villages in general, that I've made, and I can't believe I actually made a diagonal building. I've been looking at this for a while. I still think it looks a little bit strange, but from back here, I think it looks great. So honestly, I'm gonna leave it. We're just gonna roll with it. I'll try to build more of these in the future and actually get better. I think that's about all the time I have in this video, though. So thank you so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.